When it comes to building a relationship with God, we have to think about it as how we build a relationship with people all the time. First, you are introduced to the person. So at some point you were introduced to God, whether that's supernatural or through a family, through a friend, through a random stranger, just by reading something. Anyway, you were introduced, just like how if you were introduced to somebody. So now you know of them, but you don't know them. So how do you get from introduction to BFFs, right? And that's the same way if they think about our relationship with God, right? We spend time with the person. We get to know things about them. We hang out with them a lot, you know? Your best friend, you hang out with your best friend a lot more than you hang out with normal people. So that's what we need to do. We need to hang out with God a lot more than we hang out with other people. The Bible says pray all kind of prayers. And Jesus says the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. So to make sure that we're always in prayer. So that's step one. That's in building a relationship, is praying. And that would be similar to how you talk to people that you get to know and you build a strong relationship with. So your spouse, your kids, your best friend, you talk to them a lot. You know, you text them, you call them, you see them in person. And it's the same way. And you talk to your husband or wife and your best friend about a lot of different topics. The good, the bad, the random. In the same way, you need to treat God. You need to talk to him about everything. I talk to God about everything. I would call it a continuous prayer, since I'm praying the moment I wake up to the moment I go to sleep. I'm just talking to God all day. And that's what we have to work towards in a relationship. The other thing is we need to read the word. There's a statistic that said it was something crazy, like 80% or something of Christians have not read the Bible. You know, some of them only read it when the pastor reads it on Sundays, which is only like a passage or so. And that's really concerning, because like if we get a new phone, or a new car, or you're going to a new apartment or anything like that, they'll give you like instructions or manuals or just information, and we'll look through that because we need to know you know, how to operate this new thing that we don't know about. And Christianity needs to be treated the same way, because when you become a Christian, it's something new and you don't know. And the Bible is like our manual. It's what we need to operate as Christians, because how else would we know what we're supposed to be doing, you know? And yeah, your pastor tells you some of it on Sundays, but it's a lot of information. And in my opinion, every single word in the Bible has purpose. And that's why I feel like you can't just have someone summarize it for you. You really need to read it on your own, because every single word, it just brings life to you. And Jesus says, you know, you can't live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds out of the mouth of God. And the Bible says that it is inspired and, you know, God's breath, really. So just like you eat every day, you need to read the Bible every day, because that's your spiritual bread. And that's why a lot of people feel empty, because they're spiritually starved. You're spiritually hungry. So we have to read the Bible every single day. And the next thing is worship. Worshiping God is a blessing for your soul. It is a blessing for your soul. It makes you feel so close to God and just at peace and just grateful. Just grateful to be in the presence of God. And you don't need to do that just on Sundays. You need to be doing that, like David says, I will bless the Lord at all times. His praise will continuously be in my mouth. That's the life we need to live if we want to be in a strong relationship with God. So again, we have to pray. That's how we talk to God, just like you would talk to someone you want to get to know more. 2, we have to read the word. That's how you get to know about God, just how you would get to know about your spouse or your best friend. 3, we need to be in worship. That's spending time with God, just how you would spend time with your spouse or best friend. And we just repeat that. We just do that every day, and your relationship with God will just get stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger, and you'll talk to him more and more and more and more, and your desires of the flesh will get less and less and less, and your temptations for sinning will get less and less and less.